With glowing smiles, the charming people of the Thana Autumn Nation in the United States greet each other with Shapai Masma. That means, how are you in the Autumn indigenous language. I'm Wafalin. The inspiring people of the Thana Autumn Nation hope that the unconditional love of animal people awakens your determination to embrace the life-cherishing vegan lifestyle. May we soon build a harmonious world with shared vegan values.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan, make peace, so be it.
Welcome to the launch of Love is the Only Solution in the United States, Part 1 of 12. Supreme Master Ching, vegan, is a highly gifted, multi-talented, and fully enlightened master. She is also a world-renowned humanitarian, environmentalist, author, artist, designer, musician, and film director. Through all of her endeavors, Supreme Master Ching, as previous enlightened masters have done, conveys heaven's infinite love and concern for all beings as well as her boundless encouragement, and offers access to our true nature through the Kuan Yin method. Her newest book, Love is the Only Solution, published in 2021 and with hundreds of thousands of copies distributed worldwide, is an absolute must-read in these urgent times. It contains heartfelt messages from Supreme Master Ching, dedicated to the vision of world vegan, world peace. She also identifies the root cause of all unfortunate events, the destructive meat-eating habit, which has made countless animal people endure untold suffering since time immemorial. Her message emphasizes that humanity must sincerely respect the universal law of love for all beings and transition to a compassionate vegan lifestyle to bring about positive change.
Be veg now. God gives us all free will to choose between good and evil, in gladness and woe. Please give others only gladness. The woe we spell as in who?
On May 27, 2023, the state of Arizona, famous for the iconic Grand Canyon, red rock formations, the Sonoran Desert, and plenty of sunshine, welcomed the premier event for Love is the Only Solution in the United States. Organized by members of our Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association, all vegans. The event took place at the Phoenix Mesa Arts Center. Thanks to modern technology, international audiences were able to join virtually from their homes, with approximately 40,000 viewers tuning in from various countries around the world. Keynote speakers of the event included the Emmy Award-winning news anchor, Shining World Hero Vegan Journalist Award recipient, and founder of Unchained TV, Miss Jane Velez-Mitchell, vegan.
Hey everybody, I am so jazzed to be here. I have met people who have come from around the world to be here.
Author of the best-selling book, The World Peace Diet, and Shining World Hero Award recipient, Dr. Will Tuttle, vegan.
Well, this is exactly right. What Supreme Master Ching Hai is writing about here is the key. The highest form of love is compassion.
Cardiologist and Shining World Hero Award recipient, Dr. Baxter Montgomery, vegan.
I'm looking forward to a heartfelt demonstration and expression of love by all the attendees and a great message from my colleagues.
And Shining World Award for Earth Protection recipient and founder of Climate Healers, Dr. Sailesh Rao, vegan.
The vegan world by 2026. Believe it and let's make it happen.
Many distinguished guests worldwide also sent messages of support for this meaningful event, including the director of the documentary films Cowspiracy and What the Health, Shining World Compassion Award recipient and filmmaker Mr. Keegan Kuhn, vegan, Australian filmmaker, author, and animal citizen communicator Miss Billie Dean, vegan, and founder of Young Indian Vegetarians and Animal Sanctuary UK, Mr. Nitin Mehta, vegan. Outstanding singers and artists brought beautiful performances to mark this special occasion, such as Mongolian chart-topping singer Miss Jen Kaden, vegan, renowned Italian soprano Miss Giorgia Fumanti, vegan, lead vocalist of the Sonic Universe Mr. Alex Arndt, vegan, multilingual singer Miss Jen Kaden, vegan, and Ukrainian or Uranian sand artist Ksenia Simonova. In our series of shows, we're delighted to present this inspiring event honoring Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, Love is the Only Solution. Please enjoy part 1.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are 1 hour away from the Love is the Only Solution book premiere to honor Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, Love is the Only Solution. And as you can see, there are many, many people lined up very beautifully. And the green carpet is set. We're waiting for our VIPs, and we are just 1 hour away. We look forward to seeing you very shortly. Thank you. Here we go. So we're walking into the Performance Arts Center in Mesa. The lovely Emily is waiting for the interviews. Well done. And here we are. Yes, we are all very excited for the event to begin. Yes, awesome. Let's go. Here we go. We've got some beautiful art from Supreme Master Ching Hai in the lobby. A beautiful display of Master's lamps. And while we're here today, the Love is the Only Solution book. Hola,
Grüß Gott.
marhaba,
Chào mừng các bạn.
namaste,
大家好.
bonjour,
안녕하세요.
привет.
Hello, everyone. Let us take a moment of silence to pray for world peace. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, honorable guests, and our viewers around the world. Presenting to you here, live from the Phoenix Mesa Art Center in Arizona, located in the western region of the United States. This beautiful state is known for having year-long sunshine, unique red-sanded deserts, and the majestic Grand Canyon.
Today, we celebrate the noble gift of yet another magnificent book written by Supreme Master Ching Hai. Love is the Only Solution.
As we begin, allow me to introduce to you the talented Kim. Kim has lived on 3 different continents, and tonight is speaking in her 3rd language. As a mental health counselor, Kim lovingly provides support to children, teenagers, and their families.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Now it is my turn to introduce my co-host, Mike. Mike enjoys a fantastic career as a golf coach and has conducted golf camps and seminars globally, sharing his enthusiasm for the sport with children and adults, at the same time teaching a healthy, active lifestyle.
Kim, I hear that you have a black belt in Kung Fu.
Correct. However, you won't see any of my moves tonight, especially not in distress.
I hear you're a longtime vegan, Kim.
It's true. I've been vegan for over a decade now. Heard you're vegan too.
Yes. I've been a vegan now for 4 years and can definitely say it's the best decision I've ever made.
Should we share with our lovely audience what it means to be vegan?
That's a great idea. As Supreme Master Ching Hai, a vegan herself, says, being a vegan means love in action. This is a lifestyle practice to abstain from eating, wearing, and testing on animal people.
Absolutely. I noticed you called animals animal people. I really like that because just like us, they have emotions, families, and intelligence. I feel at peace knowing that being vegan means practicing love in action.
Wow, Kim, I know this crowd's been waiting to give a big round of applause. So come on, let's give it up. Let's go. Yes.
We're so excited to have you all with us here tonight. Our live guest speakers include Dr. Sailesh Rao, Ms. Jane Velez-Mitchell, Dr. Tuttle, and Dr. Baxter Montgomery.
Introducing with utmost respect and honor the ultimate master, Supreme Master Ching Hai, author of Love is the Only Solution.
A true voice for our beautiful animal kingdom friends, Supreme Master Ching Hai promotes the peaceful, loving plant-based diet and envisions with humanity's awakening the sacredness of all life, a tranquil and glorious all-vegan world where animals and people live in respectful harmony.
As we begin the show, please enjoy this video of Supreme Master Ching Hai's heartfelt journey to bring forth her newest book, Love is the Only Solution.
Pourquoi je meurs? Pourquoi je ris? Pourquoi je pleure? Voici le SOS d'un derrière plus généreux que sur terre. Je serai loin de ma voix. Pourquoi je vis? Pourquoi je meurs? Pourquoi je ris?
This is the real love. Love is the most precious thing in this physical realm. Love is not a word on our lips. Love must be our feeling inside, and action translated outside. Love the animal people, we be veg. Love the earth, we go green. Love the world, save the planet. It's the only solution.
Our first speaker is Dr. Sailesh Rao. Dr. Rao is the founder of the nonprofit organization Climate Healers and gave a pinky promise to his vegan granddaughter, Kamaya Rao, that he would do everything in his power to bring about a vegan world by 2026. Kim, have you seen these cute videos Dr. Rao has done with Kamaya?
I have, and they're genuinely a touching duo as they urgently plead to save our planet. The message is so simple. We just have to be vegan. Please, let's put our hands together for Dr. Sailesh Rao.
Thank you all. I'd like to start by reading an excerpt from the very first paragraph in the book, Love is the Only Solution, by Supreme Master Ching. She writes, I was thinking, how come the world is not better yet? Not like completely better, not like heaven and peace for everybody. Still, it's very chaotic at the moment. And that is an astute observation, and one that I think we have all shared. Many of us feel like things are out of balance. When it comes to the environment in particular, we can see that in recent years, there have been natural disasters with heat waves, flooding, torrential rain, landslides, locust disasters, declining bee numbers, and droughts. We are literally eating up the earth and leaving a wake of damage as we go with our future looking very grim if we don't change. The main culprit is animal agriculture. Animal agriculture is responsible for at least 87% of greenhouse gas emissions annually, which is much more than the emissions from all of the world's transportation combined. A major factor is the greenhouse gas methane, which is produced primarily by the animal agriculture industry. We have cleared billions of acres of forested lands to raise animals for agriculture. The waste that these animals produce then pollutes our waterways, land, and air, and creates dead zones in the ocean, where there is so little oxygen that marine life can't survive. These oceanic dead zones are the size of countries, and the situation is made worse by overfishing. We farm plant foods, and then we feed a large portion of this to agriculture animals, yet we allow humans to die of starvation. 82% of starving children live in countries that feed crops to animals and export meat to affluent countries such as the USA. The amount of land used for grazing livestock, plus the land used to grow feed for these livestock animals, equals the size of North, Central, and South America combined. So many trees have been cut down to clear this land, and countless animals have lost their homes and lives due to this. It is no wonder that animal agriculture is also the leading driver of species extinction. But what happens if we shift our dietary habits and embrace a vegan diet? As Supreme Master Ching has written, we talk about all kinds of climate reduction or reducing air pollution, but animal raising, fish, egg, meat industries, milk industries, etc., anything to do with animals, are the worst producers of methane gas, which heats up our planet. So stopping these brutal, murderous businesses is the fastest way to cool our earth. And I completely agree. When I myself shifted to a vegan diet over 15 years ago, I did it because it was undeniable that this was the key to reversing climate change that we have done to the planet. When the behavior change happens, as we shift to a vegan diet, the veil that allows us to commit the violence or to order someone to commit the violence for us, for our food choices, is lifted. And then we feel lighter in spirit. When I went vegan, I had a huge sense of guilt lift off my shoulders, and I had been carrying that guilt for 4 decades without knowing I'd been carrying it. I once spoke to 250 high school students, and I asked them, how many of you are vegan? And only one child raised his hand, and I could tell that he had to raise his hand because everyone was looking at him. Then I asked them, how many of you would deliberately hurt an innocent animal unnecessarily? And no one raised their hands. Then I told them, by definition, all of you are vegan because you have compassion in your heart. That's who you are. You are made in the image of God. Except who you are and what you do are not in alignment. And every time that happens, you are suffering. Suffering originates from not being in alignment with who we are. And as we suffer in this way, our earth also suffers from our food choices, and the animals also suffer terribly. So I frame veganism as a journey home to who we really are, and becoming compassionate to all life. To quote the Supreme Master Ching Hai, be vegan, make peace, that's all we have to do, and love. Love is the only solution we need. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rao, for your dedication to bring about a vegan world as soon as possible, which is what we all want, right?
Thank you so much.
Definitely by 2026.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Up next, we will watch 2 video messages. The first from notable vegan guest speaker, Mr. Keegan Kuhn, and filmmaker, and from world-renowned singer, Mr. Mark Janicello.
Mr. Keegan Kuhn is a musician, videographer, director, producer, and filmmaker. He's known for the award-winning vegan documentaries, Cowspiracy, The Sustainability Secret, What the Health, They're Trying to Kill Us, and The End of Medicine.
Mr. Kuhn has made films alongside vegan athletes and celebrities, including Joaquin Phoenix, Rooney Mara, and NBA All-Star Chris Paul. Supreme Master Ching Hai awarded him with the Shining World Compassion Award.
Mr. Mark Janicello is an award-winning actor, singer, author, and producer. Mr. Janicello first appeared on stage at age 4 and has performed in 51 countries.
Mr. Janicello performed as Elvis in Elvis, a Musical Biography, and in Supreme Master Ching Hai's musical Loving the Silent Tears, and countless other productions.
Please enjoy the video messages from Mr. Keegan Kuhn and Mr. Mark Janicello.
My name is Keegan Kuhn. I'm a co-director of the documentary films Cowspiracy, The Sustainability Secret, and What the Health. And my work contributes towards world peace and sustainability in that we're promoting a message of the true impacts of what's affecting the planet most, which is animal agriculture. With the book, Love is the Only Solution, I think the most powerful part of it is that it has real-world practical solutions, the real ways to embody love in our lives. So often love is viewed as such an abstract or ethereal thing, and Supreme Master Ching Hai brings it home with very clear tools that you can be in alignment with love, and probably the clearest, most accessible thing is to embrace veganism. We can't really talk about love and loving one another while we eat the murdered bodies of other beings. We have to embrace love and compassion in every aspect of our lives. So I think it's an incredibly attainable goal, and it's something that we can embody every single day, 3-4 times a day. We are showing love to ourselves, I think, first and foremost. When we stop eating other beings, we are loving our own bodies. We are showing love to non-human animals by not killing them, not confining them, not torturing them. We're showing love to the entire planet by no longer supporting industries that just destroy it. We're showing love towards the entire human population by making sure that there is enough food for everyone on this planet, by no longer feeding that grain and those resources to non-humans. So I see this as embodiment of love for everyone and everything, because it is something that affects the entire planet, unlike any other thing that we could possibly do. And instead of supporting an industry that is based on greed and violence, we support ones that are based on peace and love and nonviolence. And those are really practical, really attainable things that all of us can do. Love is the only solution. Really, it is the thing that all of us know in our hearts, and when we quiet our minds and we look inward and we feel what we are really motivated by, love is the purest thing. And love in our hearts has to be in the external world as well, in my opinion. And so nonviolence is the core of love. I believe that love is the only solution, because when we look at the world's problems, love is the answer in every regard. When we look at the ills the planet faces, whether that's climate change, human suffering, non-human animal suffering, or the degradation that our waterways, our atmosphere, and our forests are facing, love is always the solution. Veganism is the embodiment of that love. Without following that path of love, we end up going down a path that leads to the destruction that we're facing today. Veganism is the rejection of hatred, of greed, of selfishness. And so that's why I've dedicated my life to this work of spreading awareness and compassion towards a movement towards a vegan lifestyle and a vegan world. It's been really inspiring to see people around the world embrace the message. Obviously, followers of Supreme Master Ching Hai understand that message to their core, but we're starting to see a global shift, more and more people realizing that love is the only solution. I feel honored to be part of this work. There obviously are many forces that don't want this message out into the world, but I believe collectively, all of us working together are bringing about a true change on this planet.
Good morning, I'm Mark Janicello. I've been asked to speak about Supreme Master Ching Hai's new book, Love is the Only Solution, and it's my great pleasure to do so. I'm an actor, I'm a singer, I'm a writer, producer, a painter. What I loved about the book is that Supreme Master speaks about all the problems that are facing our planet: global warming, wars, pandemics, and all these other things, and reduces everything back down to a very simple answer: love. If you love yourself, if you love your neighbor, if you love animals and plants, going vegan by things for our planet, we no longer destroy, but we create. We become creators and caretakers instead of destructive forces on the planet. Going vegan changed me fundamentally, but it has changed my whole outlook on life, on my fellow man, a different feeling, a different energy that permeates every area. We love our pets. We use the word love. I love animals. And true love is forgiving. It's caring. Love is a verb. It is something you do with your partner, whether it's towards a child, whether it's towards your pet, whether it's toward the planet. We live together on this planet. If you're vegan, you've stopped the cycle of killing and torture and negative energy that is permeating from those animals into the universe, going into your body, into the cells of your body. When you remove that cycle of pain and suffering on an individual basis, your outlook on your environment, on your neighbors, and on the world will change. It has changed me, and so that people who come in contact with me are affected by the change that has happened in my life. By creating a loving environment, by going vegan, you are taking negative energy out of the universe, and you're putting love and compassion for all beings into your personal space, into your home, into your neighborhood, your city, your state, your country, and the planet, for all humanity. So be creative instead of destructive, and start by going vegan. It's the only way to immediately make a change in your own life. Start with you. You will help others to find the inspiration, perhaps to make a change on their own. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Keegan Kuhn and Mr. Mark Janicello, for using your talents to bring more compassion into the world.
For our first performance, we have a special song created just for this marvelous occasion, sung by an internationally acclaimed singer, songwriter, and a vegan, Ms. Nomin-Erdene Kaden.
Ms. Kaden sings in more than 18 different languages, has performed in over 15 countries, and has over a dozen #1 hits in her native country, Mongolia. She also founded the very first vegan restaurant in Mongolia.
Ms. Kaden was the goodwill representative for the public diplomacy for the Republic of Korea. She was also the Mongolian narrator for the documentary Eating Away to Extinction.
Honorable guests and viewers, please welcome Miss Nomin-Erdene Kaden, who will perform Love is the Only Solution.
Heavenly days, what else to dream of in this world? Who else can we love in this life? Let's be in love with everyone, everything, a grander kind of love. Emits beautiful, positive energy, protect us, protect our loved ones. Protect Mother Earth. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, 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 love. Feel a real love. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Solution. Love is the only solution. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Feel a real love for all humans and animal people. Love is the only solution. Tell me those endearing words. Let's love each other like those heavenly days. What else to dream of in this world? Who else can we love in this life? Let's be in love with everyone, everything, a grander kind of love. Emits beautiful, positive energy, protect us, protect our loved ones. Protect Mother Earth. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, 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 love. Feel a real love. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, love, feel a real love. Love is the only solution. Love is the only solution. As the pinnacle of creation, we must learn to love with dedication. Our enemies, neighbors, animal people, and our Mother Earth. We will overcome crisis in this world and be blessed with a peaceful life. Just be vegan, vegan, to love and give it all. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, 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 love. Feel a
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Jen Kaden, for your beautiful expression of love is the only solution.
Wasn't that amazing?
Kim, let's play a guessing game for our next speaker.
Sure. Can you give me some hints?
Well, she's vegan.
Okay, well, you gotta be a bit more specific here. All of our guest speakers are vegan.
That's fair, that's fair. She received the Shining World Vegan Journalist Award from Supreme Master Ching Hai.
That's pretty cool. But keep going.
Okay. She was an anchor on the world-renowned news network CNN.
Wow, that's amazing. I think I need a little bit more here.
Maybe that'll help?
Oh my goodness! This was Velez-Mitchell from Unchained TV!
I am so jazzed to be here. I have met people who have come from around the world to be here. I just talked to a lady who came from South Africa, flew 25 hours to be here to show her love. Let's hear it for her. All these wonderful volunteers coming from Atlanta, coming from Boston, coming from all over Texas, coming from Florida, and I just came from LA. Woo! And I want to say thank you, Supreme Master, for inspiring millions of people around the world to go vegan. Let's hear it for Supreme Master. I want to thank Supreme Master Ching Hai for inspiring thousands of people to open loving hut restaurants around the world. Woo-hoo! I have had a loving hut dinner in Paris, and I've had loving hut dinners in LA and New York. That in itself is so incredible. And I personally want to thank Supreme Master for being one of the inspirations behind me launching Unchained TV, the world's first nonprofit, entirely free, entirely vegan streaming television network for animal rights and for the vegan lifestyle. Let's face it, we've got 8 billion people on the planet killing 80 billion land animals, cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys, goats, lambs. And I think about those animals right now who are suffering in pig gestation crates, being ripped from their mothers, being put on an assembly line where they're macerated, cut up alive. And I say, we will do everything we have to stop this killing, right? But here's the thing. The clock is ticking. As you heard Dr. Rao say, we have to have a vegan world, and we've got to do it soon because we are barreling towards a climate apocalypse. We feel it here in Phoenix, Arizona, the heat. We see it on the East Coast with these crazy storms. I grew up in Manhattan. We never had hurricanes. Okay, we see it on the West Coast. We had extraordinary rains this winter. There's fires, there's floods. We're trying to wake people up, but there's too many people on this planet to talk to them one-on-one. We have to use mass media, right? And that's why I started Unchained TV, which is absolutely free to download on your phone. One word, Unchained TV. You can also watch it on your television at home using an Amazon Fire Stick, a Roku device, or an Apple TV device. And it's soon going to be on all Samsung smart TVs. And I'm very happy to announce we are about to launch a Supreme Master channel on Unchained TV. Woo! Now, I was in mainstream media for many years. The reason I'm doing this is that mainstream media is not doing its job. They are not telling people the truth. The truth is that there is one simple change that can solve the vast majority of society's problems around the world. And that is we have to stop thinking that we need to kill to survive, right? Killing other animals is killing us. with heart disease, with cancer, with climate change. And of course, when the animals are suffering, as you heard Dr. Rao mention, it has an impact. That's why people react so forcefully sometimes against us, so defensively, because deep down in their reptilian brain and in their hearts, they know we're right, that what they are doing is unnecessary, it's cruel, and frankly, that makes it evil, and we've got to call it for what it is. I was confronted into going vegan by the fabulous Howard Lyman, the fourth-generation cattle rancher who got very ill, and he made a pact with God, and he said, God, if you get me out of this surgery alive, I'm going to reveal the horrible secrets of my industry. He survived, and he became famous. He wrote a book called Mad Cowboy, and I interviewed him when I was a local news anchor in Los Angeles, and afterwards, he and his publicist came up to my cubicle and they said, we hear you're a vegetarian. And I was by that time. And I said, yes, very proudly. And they said, well, do you eat dairy? And I hung my head because he had just told me about the babies ripped from their mothers, the boy calves either being shot or put in veal crates, the artificial insemination of all these animals. And we know what that really is. You know what that really is. That's sexual violation. And I hung my head and I said, yeah, I do eat dairy. And he said, liquid meat, right there at my nose, liquid meat. And that was the moment I went vegan. And I have never looked back. So when people say, well, you've got to approach people carefully. If he hadn't confronted me, if he had said like, well, I mean, we think maybe you should just cut back on your dairy. Yeah, I wouldn't have heard it. He confronted me, liquid meat. And I thank him for that. So we have to do an end run around the mainstream media because the clock is ticking. We only have a few years. It's not just me saying it or just vegans. Sir David Attenborough has done an incredible documentary called Breaking Boundaries that is streaming on one of the big streamers. And there's only a handful of boundaries that once we break, we can't go back. We can't, once the ice caps melt, we can't order more ice caps on Amazon. Okay? I mean, this is a crisis. And sometimes it's frustrating. We're trying to help people. I don't know how many of you saw that movie, Don't Look Up, right? And there's an asteroid or a meteor coming for Earth, and these two actors, they get on the show and they say, hey, we got to do something. There's a meteor coming toward the planet to destroy the planet. And they say, look, you're so strident. Calm down. This is a morning show. It's kind of like that, right? We're trying to wake the world up. But that's why we have Unchained TV with more than 1,000 videos that you can text people. You don't have to wait 20 minutes talking to your cousin or some neighbor who's insisting that they have to eat animals. You can just text them a movie. It happened to me the other day. A neighbor, I've known him for 32 years. He's not vegan. He said, quote, he said, I'm sick inside. I think something's happening. I think I'm really sick. I said, you know what? Let me text you a movie. I texted him Forks Over Knives. He watched it. And then he texted me. He said, thank you, Jane. I'm going to cut back on my meat and dairy. That's how change happens. I urge all of you to please download Unchained TV. And again, Supreme Master is going to be on there soon. And also, if you have video content, we want to stream it. If you have cooking shows, if you have talk shows, if you have documentaries, just here, I spoke to Dr. Baxter Montgomery and Dr. Will Tuttle, and they generously said, yes, we will give you your content. That's how we're doing it, because the vegan mantra isn't competition, exclusive. For me to win, you have to lose. For me to live, you have to die. The vegan mantra is it's a win-win-win for everybody, animals, people, and the planet. Thank you so much.
Hey. Thank you, Miss Jane Velez-Mitchell, for using your powerful voice for our voiceless animal citizens.
That was so inspiring. Let's hear it again for Miss Jane Velez-Mitchell. Woo!
Our next guest speaker is Professor Andrew Knight, PhD, and the Honorable Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr., both vegans, will share their messages via pre-recorded videos.
Dr. Knight is a veterinary professor and founding director of the Center of Animal Welfare at the University of Winchester. He advocates for the use of synthetic bodies of animal people for educational purposes to save animal people lives.
He has also led studies demonstrating how our animal people companions can thrive on a plant-based vegan diet. Supreme Master Ching Hai awarded Dr. Knight the Shining World Compassion Award.
The Honorable Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr. is a member of the Yanktonwin, Dakota, and Chickasaw nations. He's an internationally recognized leader in community and economic growth, and the founder of Four Worlds International Institute.
Now, let's hear from Dr. Andrew Knight and the Honorable Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr.
Hi everybody, my name's Andrew Knight and I'm a veterinary professor of animal welfare. And for the last 2 or 3 decades, I personally have been working to try to improve the welfare of animals around the world. I think it's super important that we all do what we can to try to bring about a more compassionate world. With respect to our dietary choices, this is one of the most important ways that we can impact the wider world. Currently, there are well over 70 billion land animals and 1 to 3 trillion marine species who are being killed each year for our food. They're raised, those of them that are farmed are usually raised in intensive farms at very high stock intensities. So I think it's really important that we try to go vegan, as many of us as possible, in order to decrease one of the single greatest sources of suffering, which is currently on planet Earth. It's super important as well that we think about the wider environment. We are currently causing the 6th mass extinction event since fossil records began, and we are currently decimating not only individuals but entire species on a planetary basis. So this is not the best way that we can live, and showcasing the best that we can become as people. It's really important that we seek to love one another and to be compassionate towards one another and also to animals. One of the features I most liked about the book Love is the Only Solution was its eye-opening and important summary of the really important environmental problems that the planet is facing because of our dietary choices, because of our consumption and our overconsumption of livestock products and the incredible harm that is causing. I'm grateful to the book for opening our eyes about this and for drawing attention to this incredibly important problem. We can transition away from diets and lifestyles that involve the destruction of other living creatures toward compassionate plant-based lifestyles and diets. We can all become vegan plant-based lifestyles. This also affects the planet at large. Our overconsumption of animal products, particularly in wealthy westernized nations, and it produces probably around about 20% of all human-generated greenhouse gases, contributing to climate change and species extinctions. Accordingly, it's so important that we transition to vegan diets for ourselves and also nutritionally sound vegan diets for our companion animals. Thank you for considering this. I'm Professor Andrew Knight. Please everybody try to be love in action.
My very beloved relatives of the human family, I'd like to extend a very warm and loving handshake and embrace to each and every one of you. Love is the only way. And just the title itself inspired me. Move to the positive alternative we wish to create with love, with compassion, with justice, with truthfulness, with integrity, and don't give away your energy fighting the negative. Every human being has the capacity to make a choice to uplift the world we live in, to do nothing and just go along with the injustice that's happening not only to our beloved human family, but to our animal relatives, to our plant relatives, and to our ocean relatives. Runaway climate change that could soon be upon us is the way we're treating our animal people. This animal farming is heartbreaking, especially when we remember that our animal relatives, they feel the same physical pain we do. They love their children like we do. They have been given a life here by the Creator as we have. And to think that we treat them the way we do, especially knowing the pain they're suffering, the separation they're feeling from their families and children. All human beings will be able to access food that does not necessitate us committing cruelty to animals. The first peace is a peace from within. If we do not have peace from within, which we can find through meditation, we can find through inner reflection, we have no peace to give to anybody else. So the first peace begins here in our hearts. And from here, it can come out. Because we can't take anyone anywhere we haven't been. And if our heart's not full of love and compassion and kindness and respect, and we can't demonstrate those qualities, how can others learn them? It's time to unify our human family, to really, truly recognize we're all indigenous people of Mother Earth. What I love so much about Supreme Master Ching Hai, she treats everybody as a sacred being. Her heart is open to all members of the human family. This is the pathway. This is the way to truly end war and begin peace on earth. The time has come for peace upon this Mother Earth. Not just peace between us as human beings, but peace with our animal relatives, peace with our plant relatives, and peace with our beloved Mother Earth. So it means respecting all and loving all, as Supreme Master Ching Hai so beautifully expresses on so many different times I've listened to her speak. My names are Shungmanu and Chinupasaka, and I stand responsible before the Creator for my words and my actions.
Thank you, Dr. Andrew Knight, and the Honorable Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr. for sharing your encouraging and informative messages.
For our next performance, we have a vegan Italian soprano, known as one of the best classical singers in the world, Miss Giorgia Fumanti.
Many of Miss Fumanti's songs have topped billboards across the world, such as From My Heart, which climbed to #1 in Japan and South Africa.
Throughout her career, she performed at the Shanghai Special Olympics, the National Hockey League All-Star Game. Additionally, Miss Fumanti was named an ambassador for peace by the Universal Peace Foundation.
With her angelic voice, she will sing Praised Be the Providence, a poem written by Supreme Master Ching Hai with music composed by Oscar and Emmy Award winner Bill Conti.
Let us now welcome to the stage the talented Miss Giorgia Fumanti.
Praised be the providence, thanks to earth and heavens, to invisible and visible beings, for the grace bestowed upon Supreme Master Television. May this forever be blessed, to serve the world for peace and happiness. Thank you all, the circle of friends, of this positive program from the depth of my heart. May God bless you. Thank you, the circle of friends, of brave stars, whose love and dedication have brought joys to countless beings in this life and maybe the next. Thanks to all who share the bliss and support this positive program from the depth of my heart. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless all the brave stars whose love and dedication have brought joys to countless beings in this life and maybe the next. Thanks to all who share the bliss and support this positive program from the depth of my heart. May God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's such an honor and a pleasure to perform once again for Supreme Master Ching Hai. This is her scarf, her gift that she gave me in 2019.
So beautiful.
And her love is inspiring all of us. So love is the only solution. Thank you so much. Be vegan, make peace. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Georgia Fumanti, for such a beautiful and uplifting blessing for Supreme Master Television.
That was incredibly moving. Let's give it another round of applause.
Our next special speaker is an award-winning speaker, educator, musician, and best-selling author of the World Peace Diet, Dr. Will Tuttle.
He has traveled to more than 50 countries and conducted over 4,000 presentations, often alongside his vegan wife, Madeline Tuttle, inspiring citizens worldwide to adopt the vegan lifestyle.
He has been featured in vegan documentaries that include Cowspiracy, Prayer for Compassion, Animals and the Buddha, and many others.
We are so honored to invite to the stage Dr. Will Tuttle.
Thank you so much. I'd like to just have everyone give a big round of applause to the amazing team of people here who are putting this on behind the scenes. They're showering us with so much love. They've come from all over the country and all over the world. The students of Supreme Master Ching Hai. Let's give them a big hand. It's amazing. They say you can tell the quality of a teacher by their students. And it's amazing to see how dedicated they are to persevering and bringing this message of compassion to the planet. So we're so honored to be here. I'd like to talk a little bit about the enormous consequences of animal agriculture. When we look into animal agriculture, we see massive, relentless, and unnecessary abuse of animals. And from this, questions of social justice, harmony, and spirituality emerge. We're now questioning our reductionist societies. The whole idea is that living in a society where animals are reduced to mere objects is harmful to all of us on many levels. We're taught in our society that when we die, that's it. We're just a physical body. That is a reductionist delusion that erodes our capacity for inner peace at a very deep level. It also promotes consumerism and competition and destroys compassion. But the deeper wisdom is, as we all know, life is eternal, and that what we are is a manifestation of infinite consciousness. We are expressing through a physical body, but what we are is a being that is eternal. And we can understand this directly through quieting our minds. The same is true for animals. All beings are a reflection of eternal consciousness. When we understand this at a deeper level, we have a more profound respect for animals, for each other, and for ourselves. In the book, The World Peace Diet, I introduced the concept of the boomerang effect. This is similar to the teaching that as we sow, so shall we reap, and the principle of karma. Currently, we widely dominate, exploit, and abuse animals and each other. We pay others to kill and imprison animals. It's not only harming the people who do the work, it's harming ourselves and our culture. Slaughterhouses hire predominantly people who are desperate for work, and many workers are undocumented. Many do the work because they have low employment prospects. Slaughterhouse workers earn an income that leaves them just above the poverty line. The work is extremely dangerous, and many employees are seriously injured, with growing numbers of limb amputations and even deaths being reported. Slaughterhouses breed a culture of violence within our culture of violence, of exploitation, culture of the suffering of workers, many of whom turn to drugs and alcohol in order to cope with the situation. Employees report psychological suffering, ongoing nightmares, and perpetrator-induced traumatic stress disorder, and even suicide. Researchers have found that slaughterhouse workers have higher arrest rates and have been found to commit increased levels of domestic violence and child abuse. So we should think of these workers that pay the price for our actions when we take out our wallets and we vote for animal foods. Boomerang effect is relentless. And these underprivileged members of society have to commit violence every day by killing and abusing animals. This damages their psyche, and their deep spiritual and psychological suffering spills out into our society, where community members and all of us then become victims of violence and unhappiness. When we buy meat, dairy products, or eggs, we're paying for this exploitation and suffering of animals and humans. If governments stopped financially propping up the animal agriculture industry, we could use the financial surplus to build harmonious societies and provide more than enough vegan food to feed everyone on our planet on a fraction of the land we're now using. In all the major religions, there are similar principles, such as do unto others what you would have them do unto you, and thou shalt not kill, as well as ahimsa, which is nonviolence towards sentient beings. If the world's religious leaders would teach this and adopt a more vegan diet, then more people would be inspired to adopt the vegan lifestyle. Thankfully, we now have more political leaders, as well as religious and spiritual leaders, who are becoming active and positive vegan role models. And we pray for others to follow this enlightened example. I'd like to end here with a quote from Supreme Master Ching from her book that reminds us of how spirituality uplifts a vegan and how uplifting a vegan diet can be. She says this, quote, "Be veg to show love. as well to your family, your pets, your friends, and your enemies, and extend this love to all the world's co-inhabitants at large, even to the trees, the plants, the flowers, the stones, the pebbles. Just being vegan alone automatically, after a few days or a few weeks, you'll feel something change in you. Your own loving nature will flow effortlessly like a spring of love. You'll be more able to receive the love and blessings from the sun, the moon, the stars, and from all of nature and our co-inhabitants. And the animals will suddenly, truly look like friends and neighbors, so beautiful, friendly, intelligent, and loving. Then it is very easy for you to love them and extremely difficult to ever dream of harming them again, even indirectly or consuming animal flesh. As a vegan now for 43 years, it gets better every day. And I feel she is absolutely correct. We can all discover and cultivate this practical and transformational power of loving kindness for all living beings. Please go forth and multiply this message. Much love to all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Will Tuttle, for your lifelong dedication to spreading veganism and compassion across the world.
You certainly brought up points many of us would have never even considered, but they're so important. Thank you again, Dr. Will Tuttle.
Now, let's introduce our next vegan guests, Mr. Nitin Mehta, MBE, and Ms. Claire Mann.
Mr. Mehta is an author, animal people activist, public speaker, and entrepreneur. Born into a Jain family that deeply respects and practices ahimsa, a nonviolence lifestyle. Mr. Mehta is also the founder of the Jain Animal Sanctuary.
Mr. Mehta received multiple awards, including the Member of the Order of the British Empire, or MBE, from Her Late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the Ahimsa Award from the Institute of Jainology, and the Glory of India Abroad Award.
And the second guest is Ms. Claire Mann, an Australian psychologist, existential psychotherapist, best-selling author, speaker, communications trainer, and animal people rights activist.
We will now hear video messages from Mr. Nitin Mehta, followed by Ms. Claire Mann.
Hi, my name is Nitin Mehta. I'm the founder of the Young Indian Vegetarian Society. We are a campaigning organization. We promote a vegetarian and a vegan lifestyle. We organize campaigns in schools. Countries are talking about vegan lifestyle. Entrepreneurs are talking about a vegan lifestyle, and it's taken off. And it's a combined effort of Supreme Master and the great movement that she is leading. I think it's now scientifically proved with all the evidence that if we carry on the way we are, the planet is going to be in real danger. Already we are seeing the effects of climate change all over the world. And the fact is that the biggest cause of this situation is meat consumption and the billions of animals that are raised and killed, which are destroying our rainforests and destroying the seas and oceans, the land. So what we are talking about is not just sort of a personal interest of compassion, but we are also talking about the survival of this planet. So that's what I think is so important. Bring in compassion in your life as much as you can, as much as possible. And you need to meditate every day. You need to remind yourself that compassion is the cornerstone of everything. Ahimsa means basically non-violence towards any living being, be it a man or animal or an insect. You avoid harming any living being. Yeah, the vegan concept actually takes the whole idea of ahimsa to its logical conclusion, that you avoid any suffering to any animal or any living being. We have the Supreme Master as a very good example. I find Supreme Master is so fixed on the idea. So we need more and more gurus to do what the Supreme Master is doing. The thing that I really liked about this book that the Supreme Master has written, she's scheduling us, she's requesting us, please go vegan and start this lifestyle which will be so good, not for only you, but for the whole world. So very rarely that we find a spiritual guru making such an impassioned shout out for what is so important, which is to begin a way of life which is based on vegan or even vegetarianism to start off with. This book will be a great contribution to promote this whole idea. And there can be a better world. That definitely can be a better world. And we are the people, we are the pioneers who can make it. So this is what I think the message is for us all. Namaste. Let's be vegans and let's be the solution.
I'm a vegan psychologist, author, speaker, and presenter, and I do a lot of training and development work, but my key aim is to help vegans all over the world to be the best they can be, to bring their gifts to the world, to contribute collectively to a world we all want to create. I also run leadership and communication programs. I'm an active animal rights campaigner. And I believe that together we have the ability to uplift the world and contribute to, as I say, the place we want, and contribute to a world we want to belong to. I think it's important to identify what we mean by love. And an easy way to do that is really to look at what its absence is. When we hear words like cruelty, torture, loss, weakness, pain, these are words that affect us emotionally and psychologically. And yet we realize that when we have that opposite, which is love, abundance, caring, compassion, we feel different. Our physiology actually changes, and our thoughts are very powerful things. So it's very important psychologically for us to focus on the elements of love, and to where we see its opposite is to do what we can to transform that into something very positive. To show love in action, we have to decide in every moment how we are going to act. Each of us know at a core level that when we are shown kindness or compassion, or somebody puts their arm around us and shows empathy, everything changes in an instant. We are infinite creators. We can create good, we can create harm, and it starts with our thoughts and our beliefs. But we have to do this in action, because in showing people through demonstration that they are loved and are worthy, they in turn can put that into the world. I think a book on love at the moment is absolutely essential, and I think what this book does is to really look at the big picture, the systemic reality of how all our systems and all peoples interact, and everything we do contributes to the whole. But it also provides the tools and techniques that you can start to make the changes in your own life. So I strongly encourage people to meditate, to have time away in self-reflection, get out in nature, be around animals and young children. They remind us how to live. Put a strong foundation of good whole food nutrition into your life. It's okay to feel those emotions, but important to transmute them into positive action for change. So many people are suffering at the moment because they see the plight of animals. And I talk about a concept called dystopia, the anguish of being vegan in a non-vegan world. Look at the pigs, the chickens, the cockroaches, the birds. Each of them have so much to teach us. Each of us can learn so much from animals, because we too are animals, but treat all animals with respect.
Our gratitude, Mr. Nitin Mehta and Ms. Claire Mann, for your vegan influence.
Up next, we have a vegan multilingual singer, writer, artist, and former winner of French TV series Je passe à la télé, Miss Jen Kaden.
Ms. Kaden performed for the SOS Fun Club in front of an audience of thousands. She also created Janelle's Gospel Women's Group.
Apart from being able to sing in English, French, Spanish, and Swahili, she showcases her talents through her art in writing novels on children's topics, romance, and spiritual healing.
Let us hear the song I Believe Only in Love, adapted from a poem written by Supreme Master Ching Hai, performed by Miss Jen Kaden.
Because we are in love, the earth is so ravishing. Because we are in love, the world becomes joyful, I believe. Only in love, yeah. Everything else on earth lacks meaning. Even if this world was leveled to the ground, I believe. Love will live forever in this infinite universe. Just to love each other. Loving is enough, then our souls will flourish Our hearts will not shiver despite the raging storm. I believe only in love. In love, in love, in love, in love. I believe only in love. When in love, no one minds external things. Everywhere is heaven. Everywhere is heaven. Everywhere is heaven. I believe in
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to thank Supreme Master Ching Hai for all the love she's sharing with us and the world and the animal people. Thank you.
Thank you again, Miss Jen Kaden. May the world only believe in love.
Our next exceptional vegan guest speaker is a cardiologist who views the whole foods, plant-based diet as an essential healing tool, Dr. Baxter Montgomery.
At his clinic, Montgomery Heart and Wellness Center in Houston, Texas, Dr. Montgomery recommends a high-raw plant-based diet for patients dealing with a variety of cardiac issues and other chronic conditions.
Let's invite to the stage Dr. Baxter Montgomery.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction, and I want to thank the crew for such a wonderful job. I've learned so much in a short period of time, just meeting everyone behind stage, and a special thanks to my lovely girlfriend, Jacqueline Thomas, who accompanied me here and showed a great amount of support. Let's give her a round of applause. You know, my journey of discovery into the power of plant-based food started the first 7 to 10 years of my practice. I was strictly in the traditional allopathic cardiology approach to things. However, I started being exposed to different patients who were being treated in different ways. Personally, I had elevated cholesterol. I wanted to figure out how to control it without taking prescription medications. I wrote prescriptions, but I didn't want to take them. So that led me down to a path of reading books and information, and the common denominator that I saw with most of these approaches was consuming fruits and vegetables. I then completed a 33-day raw juice feast. I was about 36, 38 years old at the time, and while doing the feast, I started to feel like I was 18 years old again. I was very impressed, and my cholesterol levels went back to normal. So I started to apply this plant-based nutrition approach to patients, and without fail, when I tried them on raw vegetable detox diets with an abundance of smoothies, juices, and salads, their health conditions turned around quite quickly. It was almost like magic. I had trained in the world's largest medical center. At that time, it was about 2 decades. In addition to that, I had 15 years of medical training. I had access to the best technology there was in medicine. But despite all of this, when applying natural plant foods to individuals with advanced health conditions, the patients turned around in a way that I'd never seen before. And these were patients who had lots of medical problems. They were on lots of medications. They already had advanced surgical procedures such as bypass surgeries and other surgeries. But despite that, the vegan diet was crucial in restoring their health. Fast forward to today, we have an advanced wellness center with a restaurant and grocery store on site. We have an integrative care center that provides state-of-the-art diagnostic and therapeutic evaluations, interventions across the areas of allopathic and natural medicine. Our therapeutic interventions are supported by the foundation of optimal nutrition. Our nutritional therapies are based on minimally processed plant-based foods. We have observed many remarkable health improvements in thousands of patients using this approach. While allopathic medicine has its place, especially in emergency situations, the way in which plant foods can heal is simply remarkable. A medication goes to a specific cell receptor, but it doesn't work in the complex biochemical and physiological process of the body. There's an interplay between natural foods and the human body. Natural plant foods have what we may refer to as a pleiotropic effect, meaning that it has multiple beneficial factors. Hence, plant foods affect the body in multiple favorable ways simultaneously. They allow the body to get into biochemical, physiological balance while reducing inflammation and reducing what's called oxidative stress. Plant foods essentially allow the body to work effectively at the cellular and subcellular levels. It is my belief that families pass down illnesses more effectively through recipes than through genes. So instead of struggling to untangle lethal genes, we should work to untangle the lethal recipes that are killing us. For over 2 decades, we've helped thousands of patients to improve and overcome health conditions. I recommend everybody nourish their bodies with a minimally processed plant-based diet. Scientific data clearly shows the superior benefits of this dietary regimen for achieving optimal health. This night is about love being the solution. I think it's also important to mention that we should love ourselves and our children enough to nourish ourselves with a minimally processed plant-based diet. We can pass on recipes to the next generation that are plant-powered and delicious. We can extend our compassion and support organic fruit and vegetable farmers. This helps in turn to keep our food healthier, in turn to help avoid chemical herbicides and pesticides being latent in our foods. When we are healthier, we can be a stronger force for positivity within the world. So let's eat well, be well, and live well as we embrace optimal nutritional lifestyle. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Baxter Montgomery, for introducing your patients and the medical community to the healthy and so important vegan diet.
May your shining example become the foundation of all medical practices immediately. Thank you again. For our next vegan guests, we have Miss Katrina Fox and Miss Billie Dean.
Miss Katrina Fox is an award-winning journalist, Forbes writer, influential speaker, author, and entrepreneur. Miss Fox turned vegetarian at age 11 after learning hamburgers are actually cooked cow people.
She also founded Vegan Business Media to help put vegan companies into the limelight.
Our second guest is Miss Billie Dean. Miss Billie Dean is an Australian author, filmmaker, animal people rights activist, and telepathic animal citizen communicator. Miss Dean wrote, directed, and acted in the documentary film Finding Joy and won the Australian Films and Television Industry Best Actress Award.
She also founded the Deep Peace Trust, as well as a Place of Peace animal and wild horse sanctuary. Ms. Dean is the author of Secret Animal Business, which highlights the vital role animal people play on our planet. She also was honored as Vegan of the Year in 2013.
Let's watch these video messages from Miss Katrina Fox and Miss Billy Dean.
Hello, yes, I'm Katrina Fox and I'm the author of Vegan Ventures, Start and Grow an Ethical Business, which is the world's first book on how to start and grow a vegan business, because I think we need more vegan voices out there spreading the message. I think when we want to spread more love in the world, I think it starts with ourselves. I think we need to love ourselves and have compassion towards ourselves, because when we feel good and love ourselves, then it's so easy to spread it more and put it out there. I think with veganism, it's good for people, it's good for animals, and it's good for the planet, because at the core of it, at the heart of it, is to do as little harm as possible to all beings. So it really does encompass everyone, animals, people, and planet. So I think when we embrace veganism, we help humanity, we help all animals, and we help our environment. I think leaders play a really important part in promoting veganism. So we're talking about business leaders, political leaders. We really need people in positions of power with those platforms to actually make systemic change. So I think obviously for leaders to embrace veganism, to promote plant-based and vegan initiatives in the workplace, in the political spectrum, I think that's really, really important, providing subsidies and support for ethical and vegan businesses. I think it's wonderful that Supreme Master Ching Hai has written a book about love. She's one of the very few spiritual leaders who actively promotes veganism and love and compassion to all beings. So I absolutely love that this new book is out, Love is the Only Solution. I think it's perfect. I think people are born loving and compassionate, and I think we see that in children where they're around animals. Naturally, they're kind and compassionate, but unfortunately our society conditions that out of people, which is really sad. So I think coming back to veganism, I think makes us live in a much more authentic way. I am loving the fact that there are so many vegan brands out there that are making it possible for people to have all of their favorite foods. That's the beauty about veganism. You don't have to give anything up. You can still eat all your favorite foods. So I'm loving seeing people who are not yet vegan being so curious and excited and absolutely wowed by the fact that they can eat all of their favorite foods and they're absolutely delicious. So I really love that. There's literally anything and everything that you want. So anything from a vegan ham and cheese toastie, which I had recently, which was amazing, all different kinds of vegan and plant-based burgers that are really realistic. If you love the taste of animal meat, they replicate the taste. There are a lot of seafood, big movement in seafood alternatives, which is fantastic because obviously our oceans are being overfished and destroyed. So seafood is a growing one. Of course, lots of vegan cheese, lots of vegan dairy, vegan cheesecakes, vegan chocolate. I mean, literally anything you want, you can make it vegan and absolutely delicious. I think there can be a bit of a stigma attached to the word vegan, so there's a lot of stereotypes attached with it. And I think when leaders embrace veganism and are not afraid to take on the label, then they demystify what it means, because vegans come in all shapes and sizes from all walks of life. And so I think when we have people, leaders from all different places, from the workplace through to political leaders, in business, in every area, it really just goes to show that vegans are everywhere, we are everyone, and it's a wonderful thing to be. I'm Katrina Fox. Be love in action. Go vegan.
We are here today to talk about love, an incredibly healing medicine that in its purest form has the power to heal this world and lift it out of the darkness and the fear that currently envelops us all. But veganism, with its emphasis on loving kindness and non-violence, gives us a different kind of love, a love that includes healing, forgiveness, integrity, honesty, a love that all species can trust, the sort of love that makes you feel safe and hugged and content and at peace. Esoterically, we understand that every thought expressed is delivered into the collective field of consciousness. This is why so many spiritual teachers encourage us to focus on appreciation, gratitude, and love in a world where fear, anxiety, depression, and anger reign supreme. This is how veganism helps more pure, unconditional love into the world and helps lift it vibrationally. Love ripples, love heals, and if we all practice loving kindness to all species in the form of veganism, we could have the quantum shift to a more compassionate and peaceful world we all crave. It's perfect timing that Supreme Master Ching Hai has reminded us of this pure loving kindness with her book being celebrated today, Love is the Only Solution. Now, love isn't only for humans, though. The entire natural world is waiting for humans to realize they need love and appreciation too. Animals, birds, stones, trees, rivers, the wind, all beings need love, and offering it is the way we find our way back to balance. We need to give back, and this is something the old ones knew and always did. You can right now give thanks to Mother Earth and tell her and all beings, from the trees, wind, water and fire, to the smallest insect to the largest animals, that you love and appreciate them. Animals and all the community of nature can tell if your body is dense with corpses or alive with light. It matters. When we eat animals, we become a predator. We carry violence within us. When we don't, we become a loving partner with all of life. Big difference. Imagine a world when humans partner with animals and nature. Imagine a world without fear. This is one of the ways the animals teach us to be more loving. They want us to be vegan so that we can heal the world with love. A final message from the animals is to focus on your spiritual evolution, to grow as a species into the highest and best version of yourselves as compassionate, loving, benevolent, wise beings of light. So please, be love in action, be vegan.
Miss Katrina Fox and Miss Billy Dean, thank you for your heartfelt messages and devotion in serving our animal friends. Honorary guests, ladies, gentlemen, and global viewers, welcome to tonight's question and answer interaction related to Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, Love is the Only Solution. Please welcome onto the stage our panelists, Dr. Sailesh Rao, Dr. Will Tuttle, Miss Jane Unchained Mitchell, and Dr. Baxter Montgomery. Thank you all so much for joining us. Our first question is on the climate crisis. Many people out there think climate change is the direct result of big corporations and that our individual choices have little to do with what's happening on our planet. What role do we as individuals play in runaway climate change, and why is love is the only solution, the only way to heal our planet? Dr. Rao, please begin.
Yeah, the most important thing that we need to do is to change our attitude towards life. And that's how we are going to heal the climate. And to me, that starts with our food choices, our consumer choices. The corporations have no choice but to go along with our choices. You know, they are really satisfying what we want. So we, by making our food choices, determine what kind of planet we want. This is why I say as individuals, we have tremendous power to change the whole planet, to change the whole system. And so it really has to come from the grassroots. Love is the only solution. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, I think what Dr. Rao just said is the key to the whole thing. Essentially, we have 8 billion people who are having a massive negative impact on every aspect of nature and the environment. And it's really driven primarily by our food choices that are being programmed really just by the upbringing. We don't choose, nobody chooses to actually eat the flesh and secretions of abused animals on their own. We do it because we're following orders. That's it. The only reason anyone eats animal foods is because we're following orders, usually given by very loving, well-meaning people that want to make sure we get plenty of protein and calcium. And we realize now that these orders are not in our best interest. They're not in the best interest of wildlife, of indigenous people, of every environmental system, future generations. And so we can understand this, bring our own lives into alignment with this understanding, and go forth and spread this message. Thank you very much.
First of all, I'd like to say I'm honored to be included in this panel. Wow. These are my heroes. And just to be here chatting with them is just a thrill. Just the other day, there were articles in Distilled in Quartz that said that scientists had recommended that people switch to a plant-based diet. And the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, nixed that suggestion at the behest of the meat and dairy industry. Now, that should be a front page article in the New York Times and the Washington Post. Yeah, good for Distilled in Quartz, but oh my gosh, this is, in my opinion, criminal, because we are lying about something that can mean the difference between life and death for billions of people. And yet it was ignored. This is the carnist media. And the reasons it's ignored, well, people in the media, a lot of them eat meat, most of them eat meat. So do they want to look in the mirror? So we also know, and I just found out attending the Vegan Women's Summit, that the meat industry has a giant war room in Colorado where they keep sending out stuff on the internet about how meat alternatives like Beyond Meat Burger, Impossible Burger, and all these other wonderful alternatives are somehow bad for us. And people are picking it up. I've even heard vegans repeating this mantra that is the talking point of the meat industry. So if you're watching and you're doing that, please stop. We know we're not going to have that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But, to compare processed vegetables versus processed meat, which is officially cancer-causing according to the World Health Organization, and to dare to say that this is unhealthy while failing to mention that processed meat is officially cancer-causing, that's just bad journalism. And then you have the government. The government is keeping the meat and dairy industry alive through its massive multi-billion-dollar subsidies. The Farm Bill is coming up for renewal this fall, and it's going to determine the course of subsidies for the next 5 years. So the reason why veganism is so threatening is they'd like us to ask the corporations to do something in March and say, have the government do something. Neither of them are going to do anything. But if we take the power back and start eating vegan meals 3 times a day, we could take the power back to reverse climate change. And that's what they're afraid of, because not everybody can afford to go out and buy a Tesla, but everybody can afford to eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains 3 times a day.
That's why we're so happy for Unchained TV, huh?
That's what I tell my patients all the time when they complain about the cost of eating healthy. It says it costs you absolutely nothing to not eat bad food. It's dead animal flesh, processed dairy, eggs, and the like. You mentioned the word reversal the other day in our conversation. You mentioned reversal of climate change. I hear that all the time. Question number one to my esteemed experts, because I know nothing about the global environment, I know about the human environment, the body's environment. Reversal, how long would it take to reverse this so-called issue of climate change? And one other question, Dr. Stoll, you mentioned the whole thing of climate change and temperature change is one aspect of this whole issue we're dealing with. Can y'all address those, the reversal? How long would it take to reverse this? if we stop eating dead animal flesh?
My calculations are showing that if we stop eating animals today, okay, within a year you will see the CO2 level in the atmosphere come down by at least 18%. That's what my calculations are showing today. So it is, folks, it is so important to convince everyone you know around you to go vegan, because it is literally the choice between life and death for us, okay? And things are going haywire in a lot of systems around the world. And I'm a systems engineer, and I know that there are nonlinear systems that are being triggered. And when you trigger nonlinear systems, you don't know if they're gone beyond the point of no return. And the only way to know is to start reversing the CO2 level in the atmosphere and see if the systems are reacting in the right direction. Until then, we don't know whether we have triggered it or not. So this is why it is so important for us to convince everyone we know to go vegan as quickly as possible, so that we start seeing the CO2 level in the atmosphere come down.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, that's reversing. Marcel, a quick response there?
I think it's very important to remember that right now we're overfishing the oceans in a completely unsustainable way. We're bottom trawling, mid-range trawling, surface trawling. There's basically no fish left in the oceans. 2/3 of the fish we're eating now are factory farmed, which is completely devastating to ecosystems. Soil erosion is destroying millions of acres of land because we're using genetically engineered corn and soy and alfalfa to feed to these imprisoned animals, causing nutrient-rich runoff, causing massive dead zones. There's over 40 dead zones worldwide now where nothing can live because of hypoxia. So we have to understand that animal agriculture is devastating, not just to the climate, but to so many other things. Deforestation. We're cutting down rainforests right now at about 3 to 4 acres per second in the Amazon. This is completely unsustainable, and it's causing the largest mass extinction of species in 65 million years. So we have to, I think, really have a broad view of the many ways that animal agriculture is destroying ecosystems, including like here in Phoenix, basically it's sucking so much water out of the aquifers that it took millions of years to charge, and we're taking it out, within a few decades. They'll be empty because it takes so much water to irrigate all the feed grains. So really important to get educated about the many dimensions of the environmental impacts of animal agriculture.
Yeah, well said, Doctor. Okay, moving on to our next question. Not only are we facing a climate crisis, but also a human health crisis. Cancer and obesity rates are increasing across the world. We're facing the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as other new diseases seem to be appearing weekly almost. So how can we regain our health? Dr. Montgomery.
That's a great question. It's interesting that you mentioned the COVID-19 pandemic, because we saw that pandemic as sort of a virus invading our bodies. And we saw, okay, this is a pandemic of an infectious disease. However, every year we have a pandemic of heart disease and cancer. In fact, heart disease and cancer combined in the United States kills more people every year than we've lost American soldiers in every war that we fought in the history of the United States. And so that devastating process of just those two chronic illnesses have that impact. The third leading cause of death is medical treatment. So when someone is diagnosed with a chronic illness, such as heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and these illnesses, they originate from putting unnecessary chemicals in our bodies. The unnecessary chemicals are from the processed animal protein we consume, the dairy products, the eggs, the other overly processed foods, and the chemicals and preservatives and toxins and dyes that go into these foods. So these abnormal chemicals cause what's called oxidative stress, inflammatory processes, and they disrupt our microbiome. That leads to our chronic illness. So the solution, typically in allopathic medicine, is to give another chemical to treat the underlying problem caused by an initial abnormal chemical. And so it's no surprise that the third leading cause of morbidity and mortality in the United States is medical treatment. And it may actually be number one or number two. It just depends on how you calculate the data. So we are facing and have been facing a pandemic of chronic illness that's ongoing. Since 2014, we saw a slight decrease in life expectancy in the United States. In 2019, there was a nosedive drop from 2019 to 2020 that preceded the pandemic. And then again from 2020, 2021, a double nosedive. So from 2019 to 2021, we saw a reduction in life expectancy in the United States of about 2.7 years. Wow. We're seeing increase in chronic illness among preteens, teenagers. There's type 2 diabetes, heart disease. I've seen, teenagers with congestive heart failure in my practice. I've had to put them on detox regimen and the like. So chronic illness is becoming the norm, is becoming accepted. And the accepted treatment is not to change our lifestyle, but just yet another pill. New pills for weight loss, new pills for heart disease. You're talking about the media being, captured. The medical professions are captured. And so you go to the medical professional meetings, and of course, the big industry control these meetings. They can control our treatments and control our message. The standard medical care is controlled by the medical industrial complex. So it's an indication for me as a cardiologist to treat someone with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pills or a surgery or a device implant. That's the standard of care. So when I talk to someone about nutritional detox and weaning medications, then I'm stepping outside the standard of care. However, that's too bad because that standard is the standard to get my patients better. And that's the standard I'm going to stay with.
Yeah, well said.
Always follow the money. The great film What the Health had a great scene where they were trying to talk to the medical professionals about this very issue, and the woman runs out from the hospital and says, "We can't talk about this. This is our business. Follow the money. You can't make money off treating a healthy person." And also, there's no better customer or better patient than an addict. And so the entire medical community is designed to treat people who are already sick, not prevent them from becoming sick in the first place. And this is tremendous conditioning. And, it goes through all these institutions. We talked about the media. We talked about government. We talked about corporations. We're talking about the medical industry. The veterinarian industry is also, I know so many people who have gotten into vet school because they love animals, and they are funneled that, first of all, they're sometimes forced to do things that they find highly objectionable to animals, and they have a crisis. Well, do I drop out or do I? And then they're funneled toward factory farms and laboratories. So the institutions are, all of them, making money off of animal suffering and human suffering. I think Dr. Rao said it best when he said, we're all being factory farmed. And that's really the truth. We're all being factory farmed. And, one of the hallmarks of being brainwashed is you don't know you're brainwashed. One of the first hallmarks of waking up from brainwashing is when you start to go, wait a second, this doesn't make sense to me. Am I being sold a bill of goods? This is what we have to do, is convince people that they're being sold a bill of goods. And people say, tell everybody you know. Here's a weird counterintuitive thing. I personally feel it's a lot harder to convince people you're close to go vegan than it is to convince a stranger. And that's one of the reasons why I started Unchained TV, because I've had those years of discussions with that cousin or that neighbor or that, and there's nothing I can say, because when you know somebody, they take it personally. But when you're getting advice from a stranger, okay, you don't take it personally. So it's much better, in my opinion, to send them a documentary or get them to watch a piece of content and then back off, let them form their own conclusions. And again, I think let's focus on mass media with 8 billion people and the clock running out, and that cranky uncle or that, pain in the neck neighbor who says, what do you eat, grass? Let it go. Maybe text them a documentary every so often. Thank you.
Well, okay. I wanted to say amen to both of these wonderful people. What you both said is really important. I think this is really critically important. And I think the underlying idea we have to really understand and take home from this whole thing is that if we are going to insist on exploiting animals, we are being exploited. We end up being exploited. We're the ones that end up with a triple or quadruple heart bypass or cancer or diabetes. And if we care about animals and liberating animals, that's actually the foundational way of liberating us and liberating humanity. I am so grateful to be married to this wonderful, my wonderful wife, Madeline, cooks only with organic, vegan, whole foods. And we have stayed out of the medical establishment for over 40 years. We haven't been to a doctor, to a drugstore, to anything. And it's nothing to be proud of. It's just the basic idea is if we really take responsibility for our health, and that means our food, our consciousness, our exercise, our creativity, having a purpose, all these things, question all the official narratives in our society about everything, and then be willing to live a life for the few years we got on this earth, because we're not here forever, that is making a statement. They have a mission of liberation and just live that. And just like the book says, be a messenger of love. And every cell in our body will feel that love. And they'll get up every morning and say, I want to help this person fulfill their mission, right? And we can all do that. So thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about creating a system that's based on health, true health care, as opposed to disease management, which is really what's going on today. Because, we think it's a healthcare system, but it's really managing our diseases. That's all they're doing. Know that. And know that we have to create something new. And this is why I say this is the most creative time in human history. Because we have been asked to create something new within the next 3 years. So that means we have to work on creating a system that's based on true health. It's based on love for animals, love for human beings. So creating a love-based system to replace the system that's currently based on fear. That's what it is based on. It's based on scarcities.
Yeah.
So we have to create something that's based on love and abundance. And that's a completely different game, right? So that's why I say that we have to think outside the box and think about creating new systems, new education system, new political system, new currency systems. It's a new game we are playing.
Well said. Okay, on to our next. Our next question concerns animal people laws and vegan politics. Supreme Master Ching Hai often states the immediate need for a worldwide meat ban that would make factory farming and other animal people exploitation illegal. She often talks about how quickly laws would change if governmental leaders would turn vegan. Miss Velez-Mitchell, I actually watched Jane Unchained. Jane, I recently watched you featured an animal rights case on Unchained TV where you did a panel for about a week on a case that was in California. So would you like to share a little bit about your thoughts about animal people laws and vegan politics?
Absolutely. I was a crime reporter for several decades, and now I feel I'm still covering crime, the crime of the century. Okay, because what's happening has the potential to literally make the human race go extinct. And, it's kind of funny. We're a very arrogant species, and the idea that we could go extinct is kind of thought of as ridiculous. Well, why? I mean, if the planet becomes too hot to support human life and life in general, we can go extinct. So there are a whole bunch of trials now of people who are doing something called open rescue. And the idea is if you saw a dog suffering in a hot car, foaming at the mouth, you'd be applauded for breaking the window and rescuing the dog, right? Well, there are animals suffering in factory farms, in slaughterhouses right now, who are sick, who are dying, who are suffering. And these folks go in there, and they're not criminals. Some of them are PhDs, highly educated people. And they go in, they live stream themselves, because often when you go into a factory farm or a slaughterhouse, the owners will say, well, that was taken out of context. So most recently, Wayne Shung, a co-founder of Direct Action Everywhere, and his co-defendant, Paul Picklesheimer, went into one of the world's largest factory farms of pigs, and they live streamed it all in 360 degrees. So nobody could ever say you took it out of context, because you were seeing everything that they saw from the moment they went in to the moment they left. They left with 2 sick piglets, and they were put on trial, and they were acquitted. And Wayne Shung represented himself. Now, this is an extraordinary case that involves so many issues. It involves animal suffering. It involves freedom of speech, freedom of expression issues. It involves, innumerable issues. And yet there wasn't that much mainstream media coverage. So that's where Unchained TV comes in. I use the same format that I used to use on Court TV and on CNN Headline News to cover criminal charges involving murders of people and other crimes that you're all familiar with. And we had lawyers. We had a former assistant Manhattan district attorney. We had a former famed prosecutor. We had some legitimate, experts on to deconstruct this case over numerous days. And we were the only news organization in the world on live when the not guilty verdicts came down. And there was just euphoria and cheers. So many of their supporters had gathered outside the courthouse. Nobody else is showing this. If a tree falls and no one hears it, does it make a sound? And so this is something that the news media should be covering far more than they are. I mean, you get these tiny little articles that are meaningless. So it's very important that we get out there covering these trials. These people, last thing I'll say is, they're risking their lives. They are risking their lives to go undercover or to do these open rescues. And the least we can do is report on their story. Thank you.
Quick question on that. So there have been people who get arrested, incarcerated for dog fights, cockfights, which, is animal abuse. And of course, you mentioned these examples. And of course, we know it's animal abuse and the factory farming goes on all the time. Where does is it in where the laws are written, or the lawmakers saying that it's okay to abuse, cows and pigs, but not okay to abuse dogs? Or is it just the fact that the prosecutors are not prosecuting, or they're overlooking it? I mean, if I were to walk into a factory farm and video just like you showed, is that an unlawful act to be, torturing those animals? Does that violate the written laws as we know them, or are the laws inadequate?
Yes, it's a tricky wicket, because obviously if you did to a dog what is routinely done to billions of farm animals, you'd not only be castigated, but you would be prosecuted, possibly. One of the problems is that the institutions that exist do not prosecute. In Canada, just this week, we covered 11 people who live streamed horrific conditions in a pig facility in Canada while they were live streaming. Said there are animal cruelty laws in Canada. This needs to be prosecuted. They demanded the media cover it, and they demanded prosecution. Nothing. What happened instead? They were arrested, and they still haven't been sentenced. They've been convicted, but their lives are in limbo since 2019 because they haven't been sentenced. So while laws vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, yes, there are some applicable laws against animal cruelty in at least 2 of the cases that I mentioned. And it's just the police don't investigate and the prosecutors don't prosecute.
Also. Let's dive into a big question here. One universal principle of religion and spirituality is compassion. We are taught to treat others the way that we want to be treated, to do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and to abstain from killing living beings. How does our treatment of animal people and our food choices play a role in compassion? Dr. Tuttle, please begin.
Yeah, I think we all feel it, I think, right at this moment, right here. We know that outside of this beautiful space, in virtually every building, there's a refrigerator with the flesh and secretions of abused animals, and that most everyone in our society is responsible for the terrible violence that we just heard Jane talking about. the chronic, ongoing, relentless abuse of other living beings who have interests that are as important to them as my interests are to me. How many of you have had a companion animal at some point? Some of you, I'm sure, yeah. So you know that these are beings with interests, and that they're capable of just as much capable of suffering as we are. So the problem, of course, is that we don't get up in the morning. The average person doesn't get up in the morning and think, wow, I just want to cause a lot of suffering. I'm going to go buy Kentucky Fried Chicken and order some chicken. They never think that. They think, I got to get to work. I need to eat something. I'm going to order something, some food. And so it's just basically a disconnection. You know, Carl Jung talked about this, that most of the horrific violence in our society is caused by disconnectedness. We just don't make the connections between our actions and the consequences of the actions. So we are, I think, as human beings, inherently compassionate. Is there anyone here who has never suffered? Right? And we've all suffered. And we would not like it. We would not like to cause others to suffer. We feel that. That's basically how we are. So the industry, like we're hearing, they try to insulate us from the suffering, not let us know. But actually, it's very interesting, because organizations and people who go into factory farms and slaughterhouses and even small backyard operations always find abuse of animals, because when we're using other living beings for meat, right, to kill them, they're just born to be killed, it inevitably brings out the worst in us, both as producers and consumers. And so our entire society, unfortunately, is enslaved to an obsolete mentality. I talk about this in the World Peace Diet. For some reason, 10,000 years ago, people thought they had to imprison animals and started herding them. That had never happened before, herding them, owning them as property. But once we started doing that, we crossed a line, back our ancestors did, because now we have to impregnate them against their will, steal their babies, have their babies born into slavery. I mean, that is really demonic, to actually have billions of animals, millions of animals born into slavery. Quite honestly, in a certain way, only slaves would ever tolerate living in such a society that does that, because that's so horrific. And then not only to cause that slavery, but then to eat it and feed it to our children. We have to be disconnected and unconscious. So what we're really talking about here is just becoming conscious, becoming aware, and then compassion, which is the highest form of love. It's the yearning to act, to relieve the suffering of others, begins to get activated. And then we can live a life where we're actually contributing to the solutions rather than being just part of the problem. And that's why this book, I think, is so beautiful, because that is the solution. Love, compassion is the solution. And it means not just for those close to us, or those of our nation or our race or our in-group or our tribe, but for all beings. Radical inclusion, include all living beings within the sphere of our kindness and concern. And that's really, I think, this whole message here this afternoon and this evening has been focusing on that from different angles. So I want to thank all of you, everyone here, for just diving into this and seeing it, and seeing the beautiful truth that there's nothing stopping us as a humanity from creating a beautiful, positive future. This earth can support all of us on a fraction of the land. There's nothing stopping us except for fear and for this habit that we just don't want to stop, this inertia that has 10,000 years. But now is the time. This is it, to give up that bad habit and go forth into a new world and actually live this and exemplify this and do everything we can to share this message in a positive and loving way, because that's really what veganism is. It's love, not just theoretical, but actually love in action, actually living it and not just talking about it. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll move on to our very last question. This last question is for all our panelists. During these turbulent times of unprecedented natural disasters and unseen diseases, what's the significance of reading and understanding the messages presented in Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, Love is the Only Solution?
Yeah, the title says it all. I really think that if you read the book, you see every angle covered. Whether it is the angle from an environmental perspective, or human health, or spiritual aspect. She's talked about all different angles and showing why compassion is the only solution. And it's sometimes seems obvious that she's just repeating the obvious to all of us, but it's important that we keep saying it over and over. And that is why I think this compendium of, it's a simple way of explaining it to people. We did several documentaries that you had to watch to look at every aspect of this. She has just put it together in a simple, small book. So I think it's timely, and we need to heed that message, and time is running out unless we do. So it's urgent. Okay. I cannot overemphasize to you how urgent it is. In fact, I think the vegan world has to happen today. But I'm saying let's do it by 2026 at the minimum. Okay, so 2026 to me is just like a minimum requirement. We have to get to that by that time. When we first proposed it, people thought I was crazy. When people were talking about 2100, half of meat consumption by 2050. And I said, there is no data, there is no science that says we can wait that long. The science is saying do it as quickly as possible. That's what the science is saying. So if you're rational about it, we've been going vegan today.
Okay, yes, thank you. To me, the beauty of the title and of the content of the book is something that actually Madeline and I have been talking about also in many ways for a long time, which is that we are called, I think all of us, not only to understand the abuse of animals, but to embody the solution of that, which is loving kindness, to actually embody it. So that means, I talk in the World Peace Talk, we go through these stages. There's the beginning stage of veganism where we're trying to figure out, how do I make the food and what do I do? And what do I say to people when they say, well, you're crazy to go vegan because if you went vegan, if everybody went vegan, cows would take over the earth. So we got to eat them or they'll take over. Oh, I didn't think of that. What do I say to them now? So that's the beginning stage. If we get through that, we get to the second stage, which is also a difficult stage. I call that the angry vegan stage. Because now we're angry all the time because we're talking to people. We know how to make good food, but they say, well, I like bacon. I'm not going to change. And we get angry. We want to shake them until they go vegan. Right? But the good news is there's a third stage. The deep vegan stage is what I call it, which is when we understand the history and the whole system, we realize that people are wounded. When someone is wounded, you don't kick them and spit on them and yell at them and blame them and shame and criticize. You try to give them something to help them. That's what veganism is. It's love. It's love and kindness and compassion for animals and for the situation that people find themselves in, and finding skillful ways to help create the change through the media, through cooking classes, through things like this, where we're really creating something beautiful that will attract people, creating healthy, delicious meals, creating joy and health and freedom and abundance, and understanding that, creating communities of harmony and caring. We cannot do that without doing the inner work of meditation and introspection and self-inquiry and cultivating inner silence so that we can actually connect with the inner intuitive wisdom that'll allow us to live our unique life while we're here on this earth for the few decades that we get while we're here. So it's the inner work, I think, that's really called for more now than ever. For the vegan movement to be successful, we can't just go around hitting people over the head with this message. We need to embody this as love and live it. And it's because it's not what we say, it's how we say it, and it's really who we are as we're saying it. We need to transform ourselves so that there's congruence in our message, and that'll make our movement just take off like more than ever before. And that's why I really appreciate this, the whole Supreme Master movement, because they're living this. They're meditating every day for 2.5 hours. They're doing the inner work. This is an expression of spiritual yearning, which I think is really the key to everything. So much love. Thank you for that.
We appreciate you too.
I love the title of this book because it gets right to the point. Love is the only solution. And I will add that nature is very powerful. And do I have a crystal ball? No. But I have a theory that nature is going to do for us what we could not do for ourselves. I don't know if you saw last summer when it was super hot in Kansas, tragically, there was somebody who went along a road and showed a TikTok video of all these cows who died from drought and heat and their legs up in the air. And it was so sad. And of course, mainstream media didn't cover it. But, you know, it's going to become harder and harder to do animal agriculture as the planet heats up in the summer, gets cold in the winter, and experiences more extreme weather, tornadoes, floods, fires. So I feel that that is one part of the puzzle. And the other part of the puzzle, I just got back from the Vegan Women's Summit, which I come from sort of the history of, you know, protests and activism. These are all business people, women, entrepreneurs coming up with these incredible new products, you know, pineapple leather and mushroom leather and all these incredible food products as well that are completely 100% vegan and plant-based. It's exploding. In fact, I think the reason they have that war room is that they're running scared. You know, the other side is running scared that once people get it, oh, I can have something that tastes exactly the same without killing animals, they're going to stampede. Hope that's not speciesist to say. They're going to head to that product if it is cost competitive. And it's that, again, the U.S. government standing in the way of that. Without subsidies, the average fast food hamburger would cost $10, $25. So you'd mentioned politicians. There are some up and coming politicians. So there is some movement in the halls of Congress on this. So I think that you have on one side all this entrepreneurship. I was just so blown away. You know, when I first went vegan, like 27 years ago approximately, I'd go into a vegan restaurant. I was the only one there. I knew the waiter, I knew the chef, I knew the maitre d'. Now I can't get a table. And I'm so happy. And what was exciting about going to the Vegan Women's Summit was that there were all these fresh faces. I knew a few people, but there were like hundreds and hundreds of women I had never met before who were doing all this incredible work. And so it was really inspiring. And I urge you to go to the Vegan Women's Summit next summer. It's going to be next year. It's going to be in Los Angeles. So I see these two things coming together and hitting a critical mass. And the last thing I'll say is I do believe in the law of unintended consequences. I've always also specifically fought for horses. And, you know, horses are still being abused horribly by Bureau of Land Management as well as the carriage horse industry. But you can look at photographs of the city of New York before the electric carriage came in, and it was just all horses wall to wall. And then, boom, all of a sudden, 90% of those horses were gone because the electric carriage had come in. The law of unintended consequences. I do feel that we are going to see some really radical shifts very soon, and hopefully we'll all go vegan by 2026.
Dr. Montgomery, about 1 minute.
So I like to focus on love as the only solution. In my spiritual belief, in the Bible says, you know, all the laws are fulfilled by love. And you start with loving your creator first and foremost, and then you're able to love your neighbor as yourself. And this connection of love with your creator starts with your God being the infinite source of love. And so when I'm having a bad day and I see someone who's making, you know, wisecrack, or I'm angry about someone who's eating meat, etc., as an individual, I may run out of the ability to love. But when I connect to God, who has an infinite source of love, my spiritual connection with my creator, it then replenishes my ability to love and my ability to love my neighbor as I would have them love myself. So I would encourage each of us to connect with our creator and tap into that infinite source of love first and foremost, and always tap into that infinite source of love so then we're empowered to love our neighbors as ourselves. And in the plant-based community, the vegan community, if we're constantly showing that love on a regular basis, then, you know, we'll be a light, a shining light on the hill that other people will look at, and then we'll be that attraction that other people want to be part of. And this show of love in and of itself will overcome the evil that's done to animals, the evil that's done to other people. So love will conquer all. So always tap into that endless source of love first and foremost, to give you the power to love your neighbor, and that's going to attract other people to do the same.
That was incredible. Please give our panel a round of applause. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Thank you. One more.
Let us delight in our next special performer, Miss Ksenia Semenova.
Miss Semenova, a Ukrainian artist, creates strong messages with her hands in sand. Her beautiful sand messages convey powerful stories. You might recognize her as the most viewed sand artist on the internet, or the #1 winner of Ukraine's Got Talent in 2009, third place of Britain's Got Talent, Champions Golden Buzzer, and America's Got Talent, Champions Golden Buzzer in 2019.
Ms. Semenova has performed at prestigious events, such as the Eurovision Song Contest, the Special Olympic Games closing ceremony, and in front of presidents and royalty, such as former President of Malta, George Abella, Her Majesty Queen Margarethe II of Denmark, and members of the British royal family.
Prepare to be enchanted by sand artist Miss Ksenia Semenova. Miss Ksenia Semenova, your art uplifts us with joy and love.
Absolutely captivating and magical.
Up next, we are honored to present a very important message from the author of Love is the Only Solution, Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Love is the most precious thing in this physical realm, so we must protect love. Be it the love between a couple, between parents and children, between friends, love between humans or love between animal people, love between humans and animal people, or between animal people and humans. Be it even the love between plants and trees. Real love is what we need to protect our world, especially now. Whatever we love will blossom. Whatever loves us makes us grow in happiness. But love is not just a vocabulary. Love is action, invisible and visible. Love can flourish or be destroyed even, though the essence of love can never be destroyed. There are deeds that can make love grow. There are deeds that can make love diminish. We must cherish, treasure love if we find it. Support it. We have to support it with our thoughts, speech, and actions. In any relationship, there must be always give and take. It's not really difficult to keep a relationship happy and thriving if we have real love. But when we love on a bigger scale, for example, like our nation or our planet, our world, then it's another story. That is the love like that of Jesus, of Buddha. Then we sacrifice personal happiness and personal love for others, be it humans or other species. We can be and should be the example of love, like giving, caring, and harmonizing, so that when others think of us, remember our names, they would feel happiness, love, comfort, and even noble. And their good quality will shine forth. If we have love, all good will come our way. We can start to love now, today, and continue tomorrow into the future. Love yourself, love your family, love your neighbors, love all around us. Without love in our heart, we are almost nothing. Just a burden to ourselves, to loved ones, and society. Love is not a word on our lips. Love must be our feeling inside and action translated outside. Love the animal, people, we be veg. Love the earth, we go green. Love the world, save the planet. I need the demonstration of love. Just 1% more love for the world. We have to show love in a grander scale, not just a romantic love for our family members. So if each one of us gives more love into the surroundings, extend it like more, a little bit further than family, and enough of that love, that will make up for the 100% love power needed to dissolve the greatest threat to our survival. I already saved 99%, but the 1% is absolutely important. It's from you, your 1%. Please give more love. Have big love, big, 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 the bigger the better. Love all that you see around you. Be vegan, make peace, that's all we have to do. And love, okay? Thank you so much. God bless us all.
Thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai, for presenting us with a lifestyle that embodies love in action.
Your message, love is the only solution, reminds us all of our true heavenly nature. Please welcome back to the stage award winner and best-selling author Dr. Will Tuttle and his wife, visionary artist, flutist, and longtime vegan, Mrs. Madeline Tuttle.
Tonight, they will perform original compositions. First, a duet on piano and flute titled Geese Gliding Beyond. And after, a solo from Dr. Tuttle with Dance for the Arctic Moon.
I know you guys are doing a little duet. Can you tell me a bit about that?
We do duets every day. At home, we have a grand piano and we play every day.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a piece called Geese Gliding Beyond. It was inspired by the beautiful geese where we live over the lake. We have a house overlooking the lake, and so I was playing the piano, and this melody came. And so Madeline joins with me on this flute, and I play the piano. So we'll be doing that together. And then right after that, I'll be playing a piece called Dance for the Arctic Moon, which is an original piece of music dedicated to honoring the sacred feminine dimension of consciousness.
Let's show our appreciation to Dr. Will Tuttle and Mrs. Madeline Tuttle.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How beautiful was that?
Such soothing melodies.
Let's give him one more round of applause. Kim, would you like to hear a joke?
Sure, why not?
Would y'all like to hear a joke? A Buddhist goes to a veggie hot dog stand and orders, "Make me one with everything." After getting his veggie hot dog, he hands the vendor a $20 bill. The vendor then continues on to the next customer. The Buddhist looks puzzled and asks the vendor, "Where's my change?" The vendor replies, "Change comes from within."
Well, since you gave a joke, I have a better one.
All right.
Three friends were walking on the beach and they stumbled upon a genie lamp. So out came the genie and granted each of them a wish. The first friend said, "I wish I was in Hawaii." So poof, off he went. He was gone. Second friend said, "I wish I was in Europe. Why not?" So poof he went. And the third friend said, he scratched his head and thought about it. He kind of started to feel lonely because his friend weren't there. And he said, "I wish my friends were back here with me."
That was good. That was good. Now we have the privilege to welcome back Miss Nomin-Erdene to sing one of Supreme Master Ching Hai's beloved songs, "I Will Forever Love You."
Let's embrace Miss Nomin-Erdene.
I will forever love you through all the world, through all the lovers, through all the beauty you so adore, through all the beauties that you so adore. You will forever search for the love in yonder, yourself, the love in my Lord that you so adore, the true love you'll find only by my side. When your journey ends, I'll send you my sign. I'll send you my love. I'll send you my light. I'll send you true. Forever love you. through all the worlds, through all the mothers, through all the beauties that you so adore, through all the beauties that you so adore. The true love you'll find only by my side when your journey ends. I'll send you my sign. I'll send you my love. I will send you my light. I'll send you true love. I'll send you true light. I will forever love you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Master, for this wonderful composition.
I think we heard Miss Nomi-Erdene Cater's love there.
That is one true love. Let's give it up for Miss Nomin-Erdene Kaden. We are delighted to welcome the return of Miss Georgia Fumanti with her original Angel Watching Over Me and Over the Rainbow by Edgar Yipsel Harburg and Harold Arlen.
Let's give Miss Georgia Fumanti a big round of applause.
The pure, the bright, the beautiful, that stirred our hearts in youth. Whisper of our wordless prayer, the streams of love and truth. A longing after something lost, the spirit's yearning cry, striving after better hopes. These things can never die. There will always be a shining sun. There will always be the rising of the sea. There will always be an angel watching over thee. There will always be jumble and the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow on a highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds birds fly over the rainbow. Why, so then why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why can't
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Such an honor and a pleasure. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. The Supreme Master Ching Hai. And be vegan. Make peace. Thank you.
Wow. I don't know what else to say.
That was just incredibly heartfelt. I'm sure one felt that. So let's give her another round of applause, shall we?
Let's welcome back to the stage Miss Jen Kaden as she will perform Supreme Master Ching Hai's poem, Let's Take Each Other's Hand, with music composed by two-time Oscar winner, the late Alkasha.
Please give it up for Miss Jen Kaden.
us love like a cascading waterfall. Let us love like a stormy ocean on a wintry shore. Love like a howling wind. Let us love like the pouring rain. Let's take each other's hands, soaring above the rims of chaos, to gaze down on light. Our laughter resonating through heaven and earth, my very dear. Let's take each other's hands. Oh, why must we cry when we may laugh? Why must we forsake bliss in such of suffering? We will hold each other close, speaking words of compassion. Let's take each other's hands, soaring above the rims of chaos, to gaze down on light. Our laughter resonating through heaven and earth, my very dear. Let's take each other's hands. Then people will cease to be in pain. Then love will brighten the world. In thousand places, angels will dance. Glory be heaven and human power. Let's take each other's hands, soaring above the rim of chaos, to gaze down on light. Let's take each other's hands, soaring above the rim of chaos, to gaze down on light. Our laughter resonating through heaven and earth, my very dear. Let's take each other's hands.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Jen Kaden.
Beautiful message. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Such a magnificent and powerful performance. Let's give it another joyous cheer, shall we? Our next extraordinary vegan performer is a singer, songwriter, and lead vocalist of the cosmic pop rock band, the Sonic Universe, Mr. Alex Arndt.
Mr. Arndt's original compositions convey powerful messages on compassion, veganism, and other important issues.
Tonight, Mr. Alex Arndt will perform his original Ignite the Light and Supreme Master Ching Hai's song, God Loves You So.
Please make some noise for Mr. Alex Arndt.
Hello, hello. All right. This is such a privilege to be here. And after we get myself hooked up here, I have a little surprise for you. Okay, so the surprise is just recently I asked Nomin-Erdene if she would come and sing this beautiful song, God Loves You So. So, Nomi, would you please come out? So, believe it or not, I played this song in 2011, and this is Supreme Master Ching Hai's poetry that I was blessed to be able to compose the music for, and this is a special moment. So. Good night, beauty. Good night, glory. You are divine.
have a sweet dream, wonderful friends, beauty of mind, love of heaven. God loves you so. I love you more and more. You are divine. You are divine. You are God's love. We are best friends, life after life come, never apart. We are one, 'cause I love you and you love me, 'cause God loves you eternally. We're from heaven, don't go forgetting, one day we will all go back home where we belong. Where no more sorrow, where no more sorrow, only beauty. God loves you so. I love you more and more. You are divine. You are divine. You are God's love. Good night, dear friends. Love of heaven. Glory of life. Wonder of mind. You are so loved, you are so dear. Heaven shields you, and I love you. You know it's true forevermore. Sweetheart of mine, you are divine. God loves you so. I love you more and more. You are divine. You are God's love. God loves you so. Wow. All right, that was very special for me. And this next song, so again, I am Alex Arndt of the band The Sonic Universe, residing in Los Angeles, California. And this moment here is so special to me. And thank you guys for all being here, and thank you for watching. This next song is called Ignite the Light. You can find it on YouTube. Giving up all expectations, what's in store for me on that silver platter? Now I'm telling the past to wash itself into the ocean, 'cause right now's the only thing that matters. And every name of love is dancing off my tongue into the ether. I watch them linger. Ignite the light to live in love. Na 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 na, oh, na 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 na, oh, na 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 na, oh, na 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 na. Open-hearted love loses end from the universe and all of its creators. No time to waste the pure light of this moment. I don't want to
Thank you so much. Bless you all. Love and light. Love is the only solution, and have a great night.
How cool is that? Give it up for Mr. Alex Hart and Mr. Jen Kaden. Woo!
Wow, what a performance.
How incredible was the music? My goodness. Jeez. To all the vibrant guest speakers and leading light artists that joined us tonight, with our deepest heartfelt sincerity, we humbly thank you for dedicating your lives to spreading the message of veganism through love and action.
On behalf of the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association, all vegans, we are truly grateful for people such as yourselves who bring so much joy, love, and light through your artistic talents and devotion to a vegan future.
And thank you to our wonderful audience. In appreciation of talents shared here tonight, let's celebrate with another round of applause.
What an amazing experience. Such incredible speakers, performers, and especially a message from Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Tonight was truly spectacular. We pray that your vegan journey begins here.
We still have one surprise left. Will all our guest speakers and performers come to the stage for the grand finale?
It's time to sing Love is the Only Solution.
Love is the only solution! Let's go!
Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Feel a real love for all humans and animal people. Love is the only solution. Tell me those endearing words. Let's love each other like those heavenly days. What else to dream of in this world? Who else can we love in this life? Let's be in love with everyone, everything. A grander kind of love. Emits beautiful, positive energy. Protect us, protect our loved ones, protect Mother Earth. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, 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 love. Feel a real love. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, love, love. Feel a real love. Love is the only solution. Love is the only solution. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Feel a real love for all humans and animal people. Love is the only solution. Tell me those endearing words. Let's love each other like those heavenly days. What else to dream of in this world? Who else can we love in this life? Let's be in love with everyone, everything. A grander kind of love. Emits beautiful, positive energy. Protect us, protect our loved ones, protect Mother Earth. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, 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 love. Feel a real love. nation. We must learn to love with dedication. Our enemies, neighbors, animal people, and a Mother Earth. We will overcome crisis in this world and be blessed with a peaceful life. Just be vegan. To love and give it all. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, 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 love. Feel a real love. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, 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 love. Feel a real love. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, 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 love. Feel a real love. Love, 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 love. Catch the wave of love. Love, love, love. Feel the real love. Love is the only solution. Love is the only solution.
Ladies, gentlemen, and all our global viewers, thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion, celebrating Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, Love is the Only Solution. We're so grateful for Supreme Master Ching Hai's vision of love in action, witnessing heaven on earth through the vegan way of living.
Together, let's inspire all humans to turn to the vegan lifestyle and embrace the true meaning of love in action. Let's save our planet so that all sentient beings, humans, and our precious animal friends can live in love, joy, and peace. Together, put your hearts up and join us in sharing the message, love is the only solution!
Woo!
How long have you been vegan for?
I've been vegan for 15 years.
You know, you've been doing this for a long time. You've been having a lot of conversations with scientists, with government officials, with the UN. You know, why is this so important? And especially right now, as we're approaching, you know, your goal for World Vegan 2026.
Right. Yeah. No, it's important right now because it is a simple thing that everyone can do. And that has such a huge impact on the planet. And it actually has a huge impact on human society as well. So it's going from a system of normalized violence to a system of normal non-violence. Now that's what veganism is.
Absolutely. Have you read the book and what are your thoughts on it?
I've read the book and it's beautiful. You know, it's comprehensive. It covers all aspects of going vegan. And she consistently asks the whole world to go vegan as quickly as possible. And she's asking politicians to create vegan law, you know, create a vegan society, right? And there are a lot of things that that are involved in creating a vegan society, and we need to start.
If you can leave our audience with one message, what would that be?
A vegan world by 2026. Believe it, and let's make it happen.
Hi there. How long have you been vegan?
whole life.
Your entire life. Oh, that's amazing. And you have this huge project with your grandfather about the Pinky Promise. Can you tell us a little bit about that Pinky Promise?
So basically how it was, my grandpa would always tell me stories just to get myself to unthink my brain so then I could go to bed easier. So one time he told me the story about how the generations from monkeys going down to humans came, and that we've been basically eating our family this whole time. So I gave him a promise, and hopefully he can keep it.
I know we're all thinking the same thing. Do you have anything that you want to say out to our lovely audience out there?
Let's make this happen.
Absolutely. Hi there. It's so good to have you guys and your beautiful family here.
It's an honor and a pleasure once again to perform for Supreme Master Ching Hai. I'm releasing actually my new album tonight. For the first time I will sing one of the songs of my album just for this event. I'm wearing the wonderful scarf that Supreme Master Ching Hai gave me in Taiwan.
No, that's so gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy to be here. Actually, I performed for them many times. This is my fourth time, and I'm very, very honored.
We have this great international audience listening in. Is there anything that you have to say to them?
Just spread the love and be vegan and follow the love that Supreme Master Ching Hai is teaching us.
Here I have with me Dr. Baxter Montgomery, MD. Hi, are you excited about tonight's event?
I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to a wonderful event. I'm looking forward to a heartfelt demonstration and expression of love by all the attendees, and a great message from my colleagues, and I hope to deliver a great message to the public as well.
How long have you been vegan for?
Gosh, approximately 20 years, somewhere 19 and a half years. So
20 years, that's amazing. And, as an MD, you recommend that your patients also prescribe to a plant-based diet, right?
That's correct. Prescription is the correct term. We actually prescribe nutrition for our patients, and it's the foundation of the integrative approach to medicine we use, and we found it to be very effective in helping our patients improve their health and reverse chronic illnesses.
Absolutely. That is so good to hear. You also talk a lot about raw vegan food. What is your favorite go-to vegan meal that you make for yourself?
There's so many to choose from. I like the different seed pâtés. They're pretty versatile, and they can go on the raw crackers, and so they can work with snacks as well as wraps. So the pâtés are some of my favorites.
That's so good to hear. I'm going to definitely have to try some of those out. We have a huge international audience right here watching us. Do you have any message that you'd like to leave them with?
Well, the important thing to remember is that your body is an ecosystem as well. And you have to nourish your body, nourish your local ecosystem first and foremost. And that then extends to our global ecosystem. So you start with the local ecosystem, nourish your local ecosystem with the best food, optimize your health, and then that's going to spread from there.
Absolutely. Have you read, the book Love is the Only Solution? What are your thoughts? You're the author of, the World Peace Diet. This is like a huge thing.
Well, this is exactly right. What Supreme Master Ching Hai is writing about here is the key. The highest form of love is compassion. And compassion is the yearning to act to relieve the suffering of others. So if we have a heart of compassion, a heart of the highest form of love, and we care about animals and our beautiful planet and other human beings and hungry people and future generations, then we have to go vegan, right? We have to move to a way of eating that doesn't cause unnecessary suffering to other sentient beings. And it's a joy to do that. It's just a joy. So that's exactly right. Love is the only solution. And instead of coming onto this planet and being part of the problem, we can all be part of the solution. And I think that's the key. Yeah.
Is there anything that you have upcoming projects or anything that you would like to tell to our lovely audience?
Oh gosh, well, we're just really honored to be here. We're very busy with lots of lecturing, touring, traveling all over the United States, giving talks, promoting veganism. We have a new book coming out called Food for Freedom, because if we want to have freedom for ourselves, we have to free animals. We have to liberate animals. As animals and humans, we have this inner connection. And so I would say the smartest thing I ever did in my life, besides marrying my wonderful wife, Madeline, was going vegan 43 years ago. So, it's been really great. It's been fantastic to be vegan, and it just gets better. Every day gets better. And I think the sooner the better, the sooner people go vegan, the better it is for them and for everyone.
Hi, Alex, how do you feel about tonight's event?
Oh, I'm super excited. It's so nice to be here. Love is the only solution, forever and always. And I'm really honored to be celebrating and sending out this love today with everyone else here.
Wow. Can you tell me a little bit about what we have to expect from you tonight for these performances?
Sure. There's a song that some people have loved in the past. It's one of my songs called Ignite the Light. We're going to hear that one. And then there's also a really amazing piece that I was blessed to be able to compose music to Master's God Loves You So, poetry. And then I'm going to be doing a special duet with Nomi. So it's going to be great. Yeah.
So excited to see that.
Yeah. So this is going to be fun. Yeah.
Do you have any upcoming projects or anything that you want to tell our lovely audience here about?
Yeah, well, you can always go to thesonicuniverse.com or find me on all socials at The Sonic Universe. And there's things coming up for sure. I've got like a mini series I'm doing with my bandmate. We're putting together little stories that help bring out a compassionate side, love through little funny reels that we're doing. So I think that's going to be a new fun project.
Alrighty, I will be sure to look out for that, and I'm so excited for tonight's performance. You good luck on there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
It's so good to have you here, and you do a lot of activism, especially around veganism and animal rights. What does it mean for you to be here with the Supreme Master Ching Hai Association?
Yes, so I have witnessed firsthand, growing up in Mongolia as a child, I've seen Master Ching Hai's influence and activism in Mongolia. And when Mongolia, as you know, it's a landlocked country and we don't even grow our own vegetables. So if I personally think that if Mongolians can go vegan, anybody can go vegan. And Supreme Master Ching Hai is one of the foremost influences, not only in Mongolia, but around the globe on veganism. For example, in my home country where I was born, when we first started, I've been following her activities in Mongolia for the last 20 years. And I was a child then, and compared to then and now, in the past 20 years, Mongolia has grown so accustomed to veganism, vegan food. There is a vegan restaurant in each province in Mongolia. And if you go to the Ulaanbaatar city, it's one of the most vegan-friendly cities in the world. And I would say that Supreme Master Ching Hai should definitely take credit for all the incredible work she's done and how she has inspired people to follow a compassionate lifestyle. She really ignites the love in people's hearts and opens up their compassion, and people really, really follow through with this lifestyle and actually spread that love. So I'm so honored to be here. It means the world to me, and I really wish all the best for this book launch and all the noble activities that the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association carries out.
We have a huge international audience right here watching us. Do you have any message that you'd like to leave them with?
Well, the important thing to remember is that your body is an ecosystem as well. You nourish your local ecosystem with the best food, optimize your health, and then that's going to spread from there.
If we want to have freedom for ourselves, we have to free animals. We have to liberate animals. The sooner people go vegan, the better it is for them and for everyone.
If you could leave our audience with one message, what would that be?
A vegan world by 2026. Believe it and let's make it happen.
Here, love is the only solution, forever and always.
Just spread the love and be vegan and follow the love that Supreme Master Ching Hai is teaching us.
Until he extends his circle of compassion to all living things, man will not himself find peace. Dr. Albert Schweitzer, MD, vegetarian.
From first minute, he's a big guardian for Amalia. They are whole day together. Barney is like Amalia's tail. Where goes Amalia, there goes Barney. If we are walking outside, he's near Amalia. It's perfect. If Amalia eats, he's waiting for her and under the seat. He wants to play with her and she wants to play with him. Amalia is Barney's favorite person. She can do to Barney everything. And he loves her.
Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughter houses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan, make peace. So be it.
Virtuous viewers, we very much appreciate your company today during the launch of Love is the Only Solution in the United States. Part 12 of 12. May the heavens support and guide you on the journey of awakening to a life of kindness and peace.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
저희 방송은 다양한 언어를 제공합니다. 다음을 참고하세요. suprememastertv.com/schedule 그리고 suprememastertv.com/AJAR